was I about to talk about? I literally just recorded most of this fucking video and then I had to redo it because I accidentally stopped recording and I don't think I can edit it and I'm not doing that. But anywho, basically I was literally in the gym of this hotel like 2 days ago and I was thinking just about like how deprived I am. But also what made me think about that, I literally keep forgetting where my train of thought is going. But what made me even while I was even thinking that night before I even went to the gym, I had like went to the store somewhere and I had seen two dudes and I think both of them might have been black. One of them was black, but the other one I'm not sure if he was black or not. But it was like two little fine shits. You know what the kids be saying out there, two little fine shits. Like they weren't fine. Why do I keep saying that? Like I be saying everything fine when I literally don't mean fine for real because they don't be fine for real. Like they were cute. They were cute. Too much. They were cute. And he was like, I'm saying he was like I talked to these niggas. That's how you know I don't know what I'm about to say. Like I did not talk to these men, but I seen them and I was just like thinking of like just how deprived I am, and I'm just like, and then I was thinking back to like how in movies like where like in how Stella got her groove back and shit like that, where they be going to vacation or going on trips and for these short period of time, but they meet somebody but they be meeting somebody and having a ball or like it be their love of their life or whatever the case may be, and I'm just like, how has that not happened to me yet? Like I feel like I've traveled a decent amount in like the last 8 months, and I'm like I have not met nobody, or nobody's like came up to me and like really like I've had, like I said, besides Atlanta, which I'm gonna tell a story in a minute. Like yeah, besides Atlanta, like actually I'm lying, Baltimore too, but that's another story too. Like I'm gonna say that story too on here. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah, we just gonna get to it, but so I'm gonna circle back. But I was just like, how has this not happened to me yet? I'm just like, and me is like, I be living in a fucking fairy tale as well all the time because I literally read a lot, and I like a maladaptive dream where I'm like, I literally create scenarios of like niggas that like will do anything for me, like who love me. Like obviously I create scenarios that like are still kind of realistic, whereas like we have issues and not cheating, bitch, not no baby mamas, none of that. I don't create none of that in my scenario, but it still be like regular, like oh, communication or argument. Like I still have that in my head, it just don't be like drastic, it just be like regular, like. And sometimes I even put like, because I feel like this is gonna happen when I do find somebody, whereas like I'm probably gonna itch like to like self-sabotage, and I'm like, I kind of put that sometimes in my thing, which I should stop doing that because I don't want to manifest it. But like sometimes I do put that in my scenarios too, where it's like but in my scenarios though, when I do that, when I do include that, like I'll be self-sabotaging like in my head, but like the nigga still won't leave me alone. He's like, I don't care. Like, and I feel like that is how it happens though. Like when you try to self-sabotage and you like push somebody away to not love you, if they really for you and that's supposed to be your person, like it's still gonna happen. But anyways, back to my point. And I'm just like, I'm deprived as fuck, and how is nobody really coming up to me? Like, am I not that bitch? Like, I'm clearly not that girl. Like I think I am. Like, clearly not. But basically, I'm like, yeah, like I have not been kissed, I have not been touched, I have not held hands, bitch. I haven't even hugged no nigga in like 2 years almost, and I'm like it's easier because I'm distracted kind of right now, and I have shit going on that I'm doing and like trying to do, especially, and also like I'm about to graduate, so it's like the home stretch of me trying to graduate and shit like that, so it's easy to not think about it as much. But then I'm like being here, and I was just thinking about it because I'm like, I actually seen some decent little niggas on the street. It was literally like two dudes, like they were the only two dudes that was decent that I ain't seen since I've been here, and I'm in Seattle, by the way. Anyway, you know, ain't no black niggas here. I don't see no black young niggas here, no young term black dudes here. But yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like, why the fuck is nobody coming up to me when I do see them? Like, why are you not in my face? Even though if they usually are in my face, I probably would actually get annoyed and be like, low key. So I'd be asking for it, but when they do be in my face, I'll be like, please get the fuck out of my face. But that's only if I'm not in a good mood, or like I'm trying to do something or go somewhere, or like you're not that cute. But anyways, but yeah, anytime I'm like out of town, like I feel like I've traveled a decent amount these last like 8 months, and I'm like, I haven't really went like I haven't met nobody for real, like that's really trying to like get to know me or like whatever. Besides Atlanta, and once again, was not really trying to get to know me, but Atlanta and then in Baltimore. The Atlanta one, where I was at a conference as well, it was this dude I met at a club. It was like a club thing, and red flag number one, he pledged. And mind you, I wasn't even checking for this nigga for real. Long story short, he didn't get my number from me, and that's another story for another day. Cause in that moment, I didn't think about it, cause maybe because I was impaired, I was drunk slightly, but that was weird. But anyway, another time for another day. But he didn't get the number from me, and I'm like, so nigga, I wasn't really checking for you. But anyways, he had texted me that same night. But I was like, oh, text me tomorrow. Because, bitch, I wasn't trying to talk. And I would definitely wasn't about to link up with you. Bitch, I really lay down. The next day, he did text me. And we were talking a little bit. And then he had mentioned, like, coming to my hotel room. Or coming to me. Like, I don't remember if he said hotel room or not. But, like, just coming to me in general. And I was like, oh, like, you trying to hang out? Like, what are you trying to do? Because I was like, I knew for a fact he wasn't coming in my room. I was like, it's not that type of party, babe. Like, never that. But anyways, he was at like a pledging picnic or whatever, like they have for like fraternities and sororities or whatever at the time. And the girl I was with that night when I met him or whatever case may be, she also pledged. And she was supposed to go. I don't know. That's what I think. I think that was a private event, so I don't think I could go if you didn't pledge. But my friend was gonna go, but she didn't. But anyways, yeah, and we were talking, and then I think he had said something. I don't know what he said, but I was like, oh, I don't know what type of time you on. And he was like, oh, what type of time you on? Like, or on what time you, like, either he said, like, I'm on whatever time you on, or, like, what type of time you on, where he tried to ask me in reverse and, like, avoid the question. Anyways, long story short, because it wasn't really that big of a deal, the nigga was just trying to fuck. Like, I assumed that, like, with having the conversation with him, but it was like, just say that, like, we grown as fuck. But in the midst of that nigga tried to gaslight me and try to say, oh, I let him on. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, nigga, I literally just started texting you today. I don't even know you. How the fuck did I lead you on for anything? I never said I was giving you no pussy. Like, and you didn't ask. Like, you didn't flat out ask and say, like, or say that's what the fuck you wanted for me to have led you on. Like, I didn't lead shit on. That's why I said, oh, I don't know what type of time you on. You had ample amount of opportunity to be like, oh, I'm looking for that. And if you would have said that, I'm like, no thanks. Like, and move the fuck on. And I think I even said, I'm not looking for that. But I told him, like, oh, you want to hang out? Like, I was okay with actually hanging out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool. Like, I would have been cool with just hanging out, like, going somewhere and just having fun, like, and making a memory. Even if I never saw you again, it was just like, damn, be cool. Like, be chill. Like, that's the problem. Niggas don't ever know how to be cool, and it's just always about fucking. Like, and it's just like, damn, you really could have had, like, an experience, like, with a cool-ass person, like, and just got to know them and had that experience. Even if you didn't get no pussy, or even if it didn't go nowhere as far as romantically, it's like, you still could have had a time, but you wouldn't even have know that. Like, you're worried about pussy, and that's it. And it's just like, that's how I know that you don't really get it on a regular basis, because you're clearly not getting it on a regular basis, because you're just weird. Like, if it was like, if that's all you wanted, you could have just texted that yesterday, like the night before, and we could have not wasted anybody's time. Like, bitch, if anything, bitch, you let me on. You let me on. But anyway, and then in Baltimore, once again, I was there for a conference. This one was weird. Mind you, this conference, it was like a professional event, but we had like a event where it was like a boat, where we had like dinner on a boat. It was like a networking thing where you get to know other people. But they had a bar on there, and shit like that. But yeah, so it was a photographer there. But this photographer, he was also actually in Atlanta. Like, when I went to the Atlanta conference, he was also there. So I met him first there because we had did headshots with him. But in Baltimore, he was there as well. And then, so he was there, and the girl I was with, like, that I went on both of these trips, she had did her headshot the same day. We did our headshots the first time, at the same time. But she wanted to redo them. I low-key wanted to redo mine, but I didn't, and I'm going to get to why I didn't get to fuck redo it. But anyways, she had went to redo hers in Baltimore because it was the same photographer. But this time she paid for it. I think the first time she paid for her second one, because you got the first one free, but the second one you had to pay for. So I think like obviously when we were in Baltimore and she wanted to redo it, she had to obviously pay for it, but she didn't mind because she wanted to redo her headshot. So anyways, he had seen both of us and he remembered who I was. He had said something like, "Oh, like I seen y'all." I remember I was like, "Yeah," like so that was that interaction. Um, but we get on the boat and mind you, the boat it was cute, even though you kind of just went in circles around the pier, um, but basically yeah, you had dinner, you had to talk to people, whatever. Mind you, I had one drink, but I also had brought edibles, and I had one edible. Mind you, I think that was the first time I had them edibles, like that I actually ate one. And me and the girl I was with, like my friend, we had both took it. She had took one before I did, I think, and then I had one drink. But I also had bought like a little can drink because I was just trying to, because them drinks was expensive. I was like, I'm just gonna get a can, because bitch, I was just trying to get a little lit because in these events, like it's kind of like I was just trying to get a little lit because in these events it's like overstimulating sometimes and like overwhelming, where it's like hella fucking noise, but also like just being around people you don't know and talking to people and getting to know people, like it's a lot sometimes, like so yeah, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I want to get lit, like I don't even care about drinking and stuff like at home for real, like on a regular basis or anything, but when I'm in these events sometimes I'm like, yeah, I want like an edible or something, like, or a socially event, especially if it's somebody else there to do it with me, where it's like, all right, like I'm gonna do it, like so I'm not like the only one like looking crazy, but where I'm like motherfuckers looking at me like what's wrong with her. But anyways, we had basically got on the boat. I'm trying to hurry up because I'm going to dinner at 8. Anyways, basically he had literally, we got on the boat, but we had literally was talking because I had went up to like the top where you were like outside on the like roof part of the boat. But basically I started talking to him. I don't know why. I think I had picked up his camera. Mind you, I was a little not, I was impaired slightly, but I picked up his camera and I asked like, oh, if I could take pictures on it, like whatever. I was talking about the camera at first, but then I seen they had Jenga and nobody else wanted to play Jenga. So I asked him, I was like, oh, you want to play Jenga? Because then the people I was with, like it was a boy I was with and then the girl I was with, they had like went off and was talking or went off somewhere. So I was like, oh, you want to play Jenga? Because it was like nothing else to do up there. So he said yeah, and we started playing Jenga. And then, so that was cool, that was fine. And then he literally was like, oh yeah, we started playing Jenga, whatever, we'll do it, that was cool. And then I had told him, I was like, oh, you want to bet something? I was like, what you want to bet? And I was joking, but like I wasn't joking. And he was like, oh, what do you want to bet? Like, and I was like, oh, like the only thing I thought of, because it was a bar, I was like, oh, if I win, you buy me another drink. If you win, I'll buy you a fucking drink. Whatever, that's all it was. I wasn't flirting or nothing, I just was playing, like, or it was just like a game, like it was regular, like I wasn't doing it to like flirt or nothing. But anyways, after that he ended up beating me barely, but he ended up beating me in Jenga. But he ended up beating me, and I actually did go get him his drink. And then when I came back down after getting his drink, he was like taking a picture of somebody, like that they had, like a group of people, they had asked for him to take a picture, and this nigga was taking forever to take this fucking picture. Like he took a picture and then had to redo it and did it like. And he wouldn't take his fucking drink. I feel like he just wanted me to stay there until he was finished. And I'm like, bro, take your drink. Like, take your drink. Because he could have sat it down. I think it was a table or something right near him. But yeah, he finished taking a picture and whatever. He got his drink. And then I had ended up, the dude I was with, like one of the dudes I was with that came on a trip with us to Baltimore, he had literally, we were like looking for the girl that we were with, and it was like a tape, I forgot, you know the slidey game across the floor, I forgot what that shit's called, but the hockey puck thing, I think they had that, and we started playing. Mind you, the photographer, he was still like lingering around us, like I don't know, like he was still like kind of near. And then, I don't know, me and old dude stopped playing the game. And then the photographer came back next to me. And I don't know, we were having a conversation. I don't know. It was just random. And then he asked me how old I was. And I was like, oh, 22. And then it just got weird from there. And then I don't even know how we got here. But then he was just like, oh, like, you're cute or something. Like, he had said something along the lines of my looks. But I just don't know where the heck came from. Because we weren't talking about that. I don't know. It was random, I think. And then he was like, oh. And then we just started having a conversation. Basically, this man was like literally my mama age, probably older than that. He had kids older than me, like, and a child that was my age, mind you. But he was just saying wild ass shit, bro. He was just saying wild ass stuff. Mind you, photographer at the event. Like, he was just saying wild ass stuff. And I literally kept sitting there entertaining him like a dumbass. Like, because he was just saying stuff and I was just low-key wondering how we had got on this conversation. But I also was drunk to where it was just like, and I feel like that's why he even said that to me, because he knew I wasn't, that I was still like not fully there. Like, why he felt comfortable enough doing that. Because he didn't do that during the day, like, at all. Like, he didn't say anything like that to me during the day. And maybe because I was with other people too at that time, but still, like, he never said nothing to me during the day. Like, even when we were playing Jenga, like, he didn't say nothing like that or whatever the case may be. But yeah, he basically was like, yeah, a bunch of bullshit where he was literally trying to have sex with me. And this man is grown as fuck. He's old. Like, that was literally the point. But that's the type of experiences I be having. Like, dead ass. Like, it don't be no nigga my age that's really just, oh, I'm trying to get to know you. You're pretty and you're cute. Let me take you out. Like, I'm trying to have fun. Like, basically, that's just my point. Like, I'm deprived. Like, I'm literally deprived, and the situations that be coming my way is like they literally just want sex, like, or it like be old ass niggas, like. I'm just like, I'm tired, like, I'm sick. But yeah, my finger's hurting by pressing this fucking record button, even though I think I can slide it, and I literally have to go to dinner. So wait before I go. But yeah, I'm just like, nothing has been happening for me, and I'm like, damn, like, I'm about to be single and like celibate for like 2 years, which is like a long time, but not at the same time, because it's like the time kind of went fast. So it's just like, and it hasn't been hard necessarily, but it's just like, damn, like, I ain't been cuddled in that long, like, or like touched in that long. I'm just like, fuck, like, or been on a date. Even like, it's just like, I can't. Save me.